Right beside me, a good friend, a dear friend, and the man who's got his finger on the pulse of show business, Mr. Peter Ford. Did you see the number yesterday, Peter?
I did. I thought you were great.
I didn't mess it up, did I?
No, you were fantastic. I've got the Bert and Patty Family album. I know how well you can sing.
That's where the other copy went, eh? That's where the other...
got it.
Do you realise that with the exception of one other thing in the show since we started, that Matthew has got the biggest... the Anzac Day show, of course, which got phone calls from all over Australia, hundreds and thousands of them. But Matthew got a fantastic number of calls yesterday. His grandmother and Patty must have been absolutely worn out by the time mid-afternoon came all the calls.
We won't rebook him for quite a while if he's getting that sort of response.
Well, exactly. Anyway, back to what's happening in the major world of show business, in television in Australia and also beyond. What is the latest griff?
Well, congratulations first to Delvene Delaney, to Delvene and John Cornell, because they've had another baby.
Isn't that wonderful?
A baby girl. Terrific. Good news.
What's her name?
No name as yet, but up there at Byron Bay now, they not only own the joint, but they're also populating it as well. So that's terrific news.
They spent about 25 million up there or something.
Oh, they've spent everything. They've bought the hotels, they've bought huge pieces of land, very wisely too, because the whole price of the land in that area is skyrocketing. Olivia's got land up there, Olivia Newton-John. Everyone wants to be in Byron Bay now.
And good luck to them. What else?
John Farnham. John Farnham only yesterday was in Sydney, and he got the inaugural star at the Hard Rock Cafe in Sydney. Now, this is a tradition apparently right around the world. Hard Rock cafes are everywhere now. Every city with a population of more than about 50 has got a Hard Rock cafe. And they have sort of like a walk of fame. And John Farnham is the first person to be given that in Australia. Now, the cafe's in Crown Street. Now, yesterday, because of the rain in Sydney, they had to actually present it inside. They couldn't lay it on the footpath at the time. And Peter Collins, the Minister for the Arts in New South Wales, gave it to him. So congratulations to John. That's terrific.
Certainly. And congratulations too to the Seven Network. As much as I'm a fan of Angela Lansbury, I congratulate this network on being the only television network in the world that hasn't got the rights to Murder, She Wrote.
The repeats of the repeats of the repeats.
It's one night, every station had Murder, She Wrote on, with the exception of 7.
Yeah, and the same time at one point, 9 and 10 were both running at 8:30 on a Thursday night, so it's very, very confusing. But Angela is pretty hot in the States now because she's lost all that weight, because she was a big lady there for a while, but she's lost it all. And like everyone in Hollywood, she's brought out an exercise video.
Oh,
now, if you want to get famous in Hollywood, you either go to the Betty Ford Clinic, you write a book about what a hard life you've had, or do an exercise video. Right. Now, Angela's done hers, and it's selling like hotcakes. In fact, there's a second one coming out because it really is appealing to the older people and people who can relate to her. I've got a clip from her current one.
The backstroke is another swimming move that I really love to do. Reach back and let your head turn and follow your arm. About this time, I'm beginning to feel a great sense of release and exhilaration, and with that comes optimism for a good day ahead. I make a concerted effort to banish any destructive attitudes I might have had about the day in front of me.
Jackie Stallone has got one out too, Sly's mother. Did you see her yesterday on the show?
She's a tough bird, isn't she?
Well, no. Yes, well, that's it in a couple of words. No wonder Sylvester had to look after himself, because, I mean, you'd do a couple of rounds with Mum and you'd know you're in the ring, wouldn't you?
He's remarkable, quite remarkable.
She's a lovely lady
yes.
too.
George Negus is quitting the Today Show.
Right.
He will finish on June 30. Now, this has been speculated for a while, and I'm so thrilled too. I got sick to death of reading about what a hard life George Negus has got. And he's written and said some terrible things about you too in the press.
What has he said?
Oh, some awful things.
Tell me.
I can't repeat
Tell
them
me, what did he say?
Despicable.
What did he say? Is he in Sydney?
Despicable. He's in Sydney.
Well, I'll say lots of nasty things about him.
No,
what did he say, Peter?
I can't remember the exact words.
What, really nasty, dreadful things?
Nasty, dreadful, insidious things.
Well, you see...
With a smile on his face.
He's an atheist. And quite often... Come to think of it, actually, he's a darn good argument for it, isn't he?
He's leaving on June 30. And they're looking
Where's he going?
Well, he's going to Russia. We hope Siberia. For a 3-part series he's doing on the Soviet Union. And he's going to produce it himself. He's got his own production company.
I've got to say, in fairness, he'll do it very well, because I don't know George very well personally, but the one thing he's a fantastic journalist.
He is. Yes, he really is. No one could doubt that. There were moments on the Today Show when I thought he looked a bit uncomfortable doing the things he had to do on the show. But the ratings for the Today Show have been fantastic in the last 12 months, so I'm sure they're very sorry to lose him. But he's not George Negus at all, you know. That's not his real name.
No. Who is he really? Chelsea Brown?
George Kearney, I think, is his real name.
It hasn't got the same ring, has it?
It hasn't got quite... Well, there's Neil Kearney. You couldn't have two, could you?
Why did he change his name?
I don't know what the story is. Apparently his mother wanted him to adopt the grandfather's name. There was some long involved story, but he's not George Negus at all.
Well, good luck to him anyway, and I hope that that whatever he does, in Russia, did you say?
Russia.
I hope it's successful for him. Incidentally, after this next commercial break, speaking of names, we're going to have an expert out here who'll tell us what names mean, so perhaps we'll put Negus up as number one name.
Try it.
Thank you, Peter.
Thanks, Bert.
Great seeing you. Peter Ford on Showbusiness after this break. Well, you know what's going to happen, don't you?